Hey everyone, so this week's recitation will cover the content about how to create a very basic HTML web page. So I think for this week it's gonna be very easy to learn. So as we can see, every day we will go to our browser and view some web page, but this web page actually are files, and these files were rated by the browser and just turn to the page we view every day. And these files actually they are HTML files, which means these web pages could be programmed, which means they could be edited. As long as you edited the HTML file, the content on the web page will be changed accordingly. So let's take an example. So if we go to Google and you go to this developer tools, and you see on the right there's going to be a bunch of meaningless code. So actually this code they made up this page. So if I was a programmer, if I change something, if I want to delete this GitHub, or just I want to delete this photo, I want to delete this search box. So the only thing I need to do is just I change the code content right here, and the coding part on the web page will be changed. Okay, and of course you could just press F12 on your keyboard to open it or just to close it. Okay. Alright, so in order to do this editing, in order to change this code, we need some editors. So for Windows, I recommend people to use the Notepad++. Alright, you could just download this one for if you're a Windows user, and if you're a Mac user, maybe you could use Sublime. Alright, you could yeah, this one, or I think Atom is good for Mac and Windows. So those editors are not mandatory. You could pick whatever you like. Yeah, but for Windows, I definitely would recommend this Notepad++. Okay. Okay, for example, I download it and just open it. So I want to create a new file, so I just go to File. By the way, you could pause this video every time you want, so you could have some thinking or just set up your environment before I just keep going. Okay, so just pause it anytime. So I click this file, I select new. You can see there's a new one showed up, and to rename it. First. Okay, and the language I want to select the HTML. Right. So this is a very empty HTML file right now. Okay. So this the editors. This is Atom. This is Notepad++. Just pick one, whatever you like. But I use this one. Alright, so let's go to the basic skeleton of this HTML code. So I will take this as an example. So basically, this very simple code will be the skeleton of the HTML. So we can see on the first row there's a doc tab HTML. So if you see this line, which means the whole file is going to be a HTML file. So this is like a definition defining that the following content will be related to the HTML. So this one is necessary. And after that, we have a bracket HTML bracket. So this bracket, this two bracket, in HTML, they are tags. Okay, so if you see this sharp arrows, this is actually tags. So in most cases, we have an open one and also a closed one. So the difference between these two things is that open one just have the one bracket and another one. There's a HTML in the middle, but for the closing one, we have a slash in the front of the letters. Okay, this is an open one, but this is a closing one. So we need to defining this area belongs to the HTML tag. So this area is a HTML file. Okay. So we have for the HTML tag we have a open one and then we have a closed one. Okay, so very similar, but the closed one has a little slash in the front. Okay. So in the HTML we have two parts. Like people, we have our head and have our body, and same logic for the HTML. It also has a head part, open one, closed one. Had a body part, open one, closed one. Just like people, we have head and body, like two parts to consist of this HTML file. Okay. Yeah, so very easy skeleton, very basic structure. Okay. Okay, so let's go to this one. So I think the important thing for HTML is are the tags for from this list so far. So I'm not asking you to memorize this stuff, but you will, I think you will learn this gradually. So it's better to understand. I mean, not to memorize, but to understand. Okay, so you just when you watch this video or after this video, I'll post these slides on Canvas. So you could just look through this text and look through this description. So you could have like connection. So this HTML. So what's the function of this HTML tag? So it defines HTML document. Okay. And what is head? What's the title? What is the body? What is H1? It seems doesn't make sense at all because it's just H1. Why it's not H6 or H7? You should look this or P or BR. It's kind of meaningless right now, but you will get used to it. Okay. Okay, let's try more tags by yourself. Okay. So yeah, maybe you could pause right now and just tap this code. Have this one already right here. Okay. Let's separate the two parts, the head part and the body part. Like people, we have also like two parts. All right. So the difference between this one and my previous one is that you could this is the first one, right? We have a very empty, very ample area. We have a head, body, but for this one, we have something new actually. So let's see what's going on. So we have a meta chart set UTF-8. So this one is in the head part, which means it is like a language standard, which means if I input some Chinese or Korean letters, maybe the website will not recognize these letters. So I need to input this row to do kind of like code unify to be a standard. So other languages could be shown on the screen. Okay. So yeah, this is I mean, it is not mandatory, but I would recommend you put this line on your file. Okay. And this green part, I mean, you could ignore this by now, but this is like comment. So so if you have like coworkers or you have teammates, you could assume this is a word. Uh, this is for my teammates. Please fix the bug. So which means you could put some memo or something saying, why you write this function or why you put this tag right here. So it's like how to say description, for other people like your teammates or yourself to say like. So which means this green part will be not wrong on the program. It's just like description. So yeah, it's just like a memo. Okay. And for the next row, we have a title. So you may wonder what's the function of this title tag. Okay. So let's run this one. So right now my file name is new2.html. So I go to my folder to run this new2.html. You could double click or you could just open with Google Chrome, okay, or whatever, maybe Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, whatever browser you like. I just use this one, okay. And you could say on the very top, you see on the tab, you see my first web page. So why there's a sentence right here? Because in this part, in the title part, we put my first web page right here. So which means the head part. Let's say, oh, right here. So which means defines information about document. So the content in the head part will not show on in this main white area. So which means on the web page only the body part will show on the main screen, show on the main web page, and the content in the head part, for example this title tag, will not show on the web page area. And the content in the head area will only show on these tabs. So these places which are not very important. It's just like notice or prompt, yeah. So and the title tag is just in this area, in this title tag, I put my first web page, and this part will be shown on the browser tab, which is right here. Okay, so this is a head, and this is a title in the head. Okay, for the next, we go to the body part, which is really important content. But so far, it's just so easy. So, and I just put this p tag, the p, which means paragraph. So which means we have an open tag and also have a close tag. So in the middle, I put hello world. So which means this sentence will be as a paragraph show on the web page. So if I run it, you see hello world. So yeah. So in this p paragraph, it's gonna be show on this main web page area. Yeah, so I hope you could distinguish between this title and the p tag. Okay, so even though they are both sentences, but they show on different places, because the title located at this head section, but the p tag located at this body section. That's why, they are both sentence, but the p tag will show on this main area, but the title tag will show on the top, which is not that important, Yeah, because humans will, like you and me, we just view or go through the web page by reading this area instead of this area, right? So yeah. All right. So this is a p tag in the body and a title tag in the head. Okay. Just need to distinguish these two. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. So let's say I want to maybe include some pictures. Maybe like in the example, we have a little dog right here. Alright. Okay, let's see. Just delete this one. Okay. So before I start, I want to introduce like 3 new tags. So the first one, each one is a heading. Okay, so you could say there's a like comparison between the source code and the actual web page in this slide. So you could say H1 recitation example, start, close, H1 tag. So you can see on the right there is a recitation example, which is a very big sentence, And let's go look at the H2 image, start, close tag, right? Image. So we go to the right, we also say image, but this one is kind of smaller than the recitation example, right? This one is kind of smaller though. And let's go to the H3 lists. So go to the right, we find the list, and this H3 list is kind of like smaller than this image H2, right? So for the heading tag, H1 is the biggest one, and H2 is kind of smaller, and H3 is smaller than H2, so etc. Right? So from H1 to, I don't know. In this example, it just said H6, but so 1 is the biggest, and if you keep moving, it's gonna be smaller and smaller. Okay, so this is a heading tag. You just distinguish the size by the number after the H letter. Okay, so this one is headings. Yeah, so the way we use the heading is that we need is happening when we need to add some title in the body part. So yeah, you could look at the source code. So H1 in the body, H2 in the body, and this all the stuff are in this body part instead of in the head part. So which means they are all in the body part because they all want to be showed on the web page. Okay. Alright, so this is the first one, heading. And second, because I said earlier, I want to show this little dog image on my web page. So right now I need this IMG src tag. So which means image source. So this is an IMG src, right? Okay. And let's go to the actual code right here. Okay, so this is heading H1, this is H2 heading, right? And the following thing is the IMG src. You can see it's kind of weird right here because there's a src, which means source equals to the quotation mark. So in this quotation mark, we need to put a URL, which means the link to the website. Alright, so I search it, maybe dog. Go to image. Oh, I think this one's pretty good. So I click right click, there's a copy image address, right? Alright, save it. So this is a new 3. I go to my folder, I found new 3. Alright, you see, alright, there's a dog picture right here. So if I want to, I don't want this dog, I want to change one. Let's refresh. Ooh, I want this one maybe. Copy image address. Let's go. See, the content changed because I changed the URL, which means I changed the link to the website. Okay. So in this src equals to quotation, in the middle of these two quotations is where you need to put your link, your URL link, right here. You just put your dog link right here, or whatever cat, I don't care. You just put these URLs in this area. Okay, you just fill the blank. It's pretty easy, you know. All right. So, by the way, the red color right here, they call attribute. So, you see this blue part, this tag, they are tags, but in the tags there are also like attribute. They are like features belongs to this tag. So in the image tag, there are like 2 attributes. I mean, there are more, but so far we just need to know 2 attributes. The first one is src, the right one, which means the image source, which means you need to put the URL after this src. And the second one is alt, which means if the URL is not correct, the sentence in the alt will show up on the web page. Let's do the example. So maybe I say google.com. I used this URL because I want a dog picture, but I just by mistake I input a wrong web page. Alright. By the way, Control plus S is the save the file, so you don't need to save it by yourself from here every time. You could just do it on the keyboard. So see, I refresh. I see there's the picture is gone because my URL right here is google.com, which is not a picture link, right? This is a search engine, it's not a picture link, so it is not correct. And because the picture is not correct, so there's nothing here. There's no dogs, but there's a sentence right here saying little dog. But why there's a little dog? Because the URL is wrong. So the content in the alt will show up, will display on the screen, on the web page. So right here I put little dog, but if I change to I love dog, let's go back to say the prompt right here, which change it to I love dog, right? Yeah, so there are 2 attributes for the image tag. So the first one is src, is where you put the picture URL link, right? And the alt, second attribute, is for it happens when this link doesn't work, which is the wrong address, and the sentence in the alt will show up on the web page. Okay, this is 2 attributes for the image tag. Okay, for next one is HR, which is a horizontal. So if we had this one, there's going to be a horizontal line from the left to the right show up on the web page. Okay, so if I delete this one, refresh, it's nothing here. But if I wanna put it back, there's a horizontal line from left to the right. Okay, pretty easy. This is recovered. Wrong image path. And the sentence in the ALT will show up on the web page. Alright. Okay, so right here, if I say I don't want to use a link because it's not safe maybe. So I want to use a picture on my local computer, on my local machine. So let's do. I want to download this one. Save image. The d.jpg. That's good. Alright. So this one, the new for is actually the same as this one, so it doesn't matter. Alright. So H1 heading, H2 heading, image right here. So I say I don't want a internet picture. I want to show up on my. I want to select the picture on my local machine. So I will run this one first. Go new for, right? So there's nothing right here. This is new for. There's nothing right here. But if I say d.doc. Oh wait a second. Where's my file? Doc. Oh, right here, doc. Go to recitation. This is 3. Right. I paste it right here. So right now I want to make sure the picture and my HTML file is under the same folder. Okay, that's why I could use the this one directly. So d.doc. By the way, please type the full name. Oh, sorry, it's not d.doc. It's GPG. Sorry about that. Please type the full name of this file because otherwise it's not gonna work actually. So I save it, Ctrl+S. Let's go to browser. Okay, so I want to refresh this page. You see, this is exactly the same as the local picture, right? They are exactly the same. Right. Yeah. So if you ask if the picture and the file is not under the same folder, how do I do? So in this situation, you just need to in the front you just need to put your path. For example, if you picture in the say disk or D disk, you just put the disk name in the front and plus slash. Okay, you because you want to make sure the picture path is correct, right? But it's gonna be very simple if the picture, local picture, and your file are in the same folder. It's gonna be very very easy. So I recommend if in the future you will do the homework, I recommend you put your local picture and your file under the same folder and just submit. It's pretty easy, you know. Alright, so this is a local picture. Alright. Oh, if I mistab something, I put x.jpg. Alright, I go to the browser, refresh, it's gonna be gone, right? The ALT part will show up on the screen. But if I fix it, I input the right image path. I go back. Oh, you see the dog came back, so it's pretty cute, right? Okay. So there are two things. For the picture, for the image, the first one is that you could get it on the internet. What you need to do is just input the URL address right here. The second method is that you could download the picture on your local machine, your own computer. Alright, and you same logic, just input the image path. And the difference is that for this one, the path is the internet link, is a URL. But for this one, you need to put the path on your local computer. That's the only difference. Okay, to distinguish the internet picture and the local picture. Okay. Okay. I think I should cover the list. So you could say this is the list, right? So it starts from the UL tag and the li. This is the first row, second row, third row, and infinite. Okay, and as always, the list tag has a starting tag and a closing tag. So we put a slash in front of the closing tag. Okay. So for the list, it's like a combination of two tags. So it starts from the UL, and the element in the list it starts from the li. Okay, so it is like combination of two kinds of tags, but these two tags they function together, do function together, you know. Okay. You see, this is this part. The list is a h3 is a heading tag, so we don't care about that. So for the list, we start from a UL, and the li the first row, li second row, li third row. So this li is the element for the list. Okay, so you just look through this, and you kind of feel there's like corresponding relationship between this source code and the actual content displayed on the web page, right? You just feel it. Okay, this is a list. First element, second, third. So this is the list. Okay. Alright. So I want to introduce this website to you. So let's go. Because this is a very good self-learning website. Okay, actually there's not only HTML, there's CSS, JavaScript, SQL, Python, etc. You could learn by yourself. And if you don't understand, like for the A tag or for what we learned today, you don't know the heading tag, you could just look at this like dictionary right here on the left hand side, and there is actually try yourself. You could just modify this. Just modify this by yourself. And there's a definition and usage and the little example right here. It's pretty good for self-learning. Okay. A text. Let's read through. Okay, so I think we are going to cover this next recitation. So this one is like hyperlink. So which means you click this one, it's going to go into this website. It's like a loop. Pretty funny. Click this one, it's going to go into this website. This is a tag. Okay, and this one, number 5. Okay, I think I showed this on the very first of this class. Developing. You can see there's a bunch of source code right here. Alright, so I think I showed it in the first of class. So I think you got the idea. Uh, the validator. Let's go with this one. Go to by direct input. So I wanna copy. Maybe copy this one. Check. Actually, there are errors right here. Maybe I should this one. Let's go this one. Ooh. Anyway, I'm actually not very familiar with this one, but maybe delete this one. Okay. So basically, this is a website to check whether your code is valid or not. Okay. Actually, but to be honest, I have never used this. I seldom use this one in the past. So, but it's a very quick way to check whether your code is working or not. Okay. So I recommend to use this one to check. Yeah. I think it's just UTF stuff. It doesn't matter. Right. Okay. So anyways, I hope you could use this W3 School and this validator and also this developer tools to learn by yourself. Okay, especially this one, especially this HTML tag, because it's so important to learn these tags, and you need to learn these tags like the hyperlink or the pictures, because you need to do this. I think you need to do this on the exams. You need to write something on your own instead of just search it on the internet. Yeah, just go through these tags and just be familiar their usage. This is the head part for HTML. This is body part. Two parts like human. We have head and body, and also for the HTML file, we also have two parts. We have title and heading, H1, H2, image tag, two attributes as source and ALT, a horizontal line, a paragraph tag, which is literally paragraph, and a list, It's pretty simple, just practice. Alright. Yeah, thank you so much.